and welcome to today's video. I have already interviewed / interrogated my dad, and now it's my mum's turn, and she's absolutely thrilled about it. Aren't you, Mum?
Yes, loving every minute.
Excellent. I am going to ask my mum some questions about how it's been raising a queer child. So this is because I was born in 1985, and I think things are slightly different now with education, presence on TV or influencers. But it wasn't nearly the case in 1985 or the 90s or even 2000s. So I'm going to talk to Mum about what it was like.
Okay.
So did you have any thoughts before I came out as queer that you thought, you thought about that before I even came out to you?
Yes.
Yes.
There was a lot of clues. But you say thoughts, I didn't really think about it because it didn't really matter. When you were going through your rough patch and didn't want to get up in the mornings or do anything, and you had a couple of blood tests to make sure there was nothing actually physically wrong, and then we went to a doctor who suggested you could be depressed, you then relaxed a bit because I agreed that a lot of the symptoms you showed were depression. And it was around that time, or just after then, that you told me, I don't know if it's my memory playing tricks on me, but I vaguely remember saying to you, before you told me, that if you decided you preferred girls to boys, it didn't make any difference to us. Did I actually say that to you out loud?
That just made me go, oh, yeah, I think you might have done.
Yeah, I think it was when you dropped out of college and things were just not right for you.
Yeah.
But I remember you asked for a Britney Spears calendar, and I think you were about 17, and most girls grew out of Britney Spears by the time they were about 11 or 12.
Such a fan of her music.
I don't think it was the music.
What age did you kind of think? Was it really young, or was it not till I was a bit older?
You were always a bit different, but the trouble is, you encourage that because I like individuality, and perhaps I may have gone over the top sometimes buying you little boy suits and ties and things, but you look good in them, you look comfortable in them, they suited you, and I really thought you were more of a tomboy actually. I was a bit of a tomboy, not quite to your extent, but no, I didn't really think any more of it then, because you did have a go at ballet. You weren't great at ballet. You just wanted to do everything your sister was doing, but it wasn't your sort of thing.
Yeah. And going back to the clothing, it was, I think I did try wearing girls' clothes, and I know at weddings and things it was, you are wearing a dress. But I remember just not being comfortable, and then was it you kind of thinking, well, I know they're not comfortable in that, so it's just easier, and I know that they feel more comfortable, more themselves.
When you were asked to be bridesmaid, obviously you had to wear the dress. If you weren't a bridesmaid, it didn't really matter what you wore, so I was like, as long as you look smart. The classic was your leavers ball, when, was it a James Bond theme?
Yeah.
And all the guys are in their little tuxes and all the girls look fabulous, and you went as a Russian officer. You look fabulous in your Russian officer's outfit with your pink hair and your hat and your jacket and your boots on. And then I stupidly said to you, this could be the one and only chance you get to wear a beautiful dress. So you took a dress with you and changed halfway through the evening. You stood really proud and tall in the uniform, and then I saw one picture of you in a white flowery halter neck dress with your shoulders all hunched and you're slouched in a chair looking like you wish you could disappear. And I wish I'd never persuaded you to wear a dress because you looked very uncomfortable in it.
And it wasn't just your suggestion. I think I wanted to fit in still, and so I think I did struggle, which I have struggled before, of where do I fit in. So I think I wanted to wear a dress just so I would fit in. But it's the same every time I wear something like it's too feminine for me. I just don't feel confident at all and just feel like I'm wearing the wrong clothes, you know. In that time, do you remember talking to anyone about it, either before I actually came out to you and afterwards as well?
I don't remember the time scale, but yes, I would have had chats with friends. I know one of my friends didn't agree with the way I dressed you, but you know, you listen to advice you want to hear, don't you?
Did that make you feel like you were doing something wrong, or that you were influencing me in a certain way, or did you just kind of hear that response and yeah, that doesn't actually fit with what I want to do, so do you just...
I ignored that.
Yeah, dismissed it.
Because, you know, all that person was seeing was you dressed like a boy, but I could see the difference, I don't know, just not necessarily confidence, just generally more relaxed. You were not the same if I put you in a dress, which I stopped buying actually after a while because they were a waste of time. Because when I used to dress you both the same.
Lovely. There's a couple of pictures of evidence of that. Lovely, yeah.
Yeah, it was a thing we used to do.
Yeah, thanks. What would you say were your struggles raising a queer child, gay child, in that time?
I don't remember there being any, other than when you told me, I mean, I kind of knew, well, I kind of guessed that's what you were trying to tell me, but you still really struggled to tell me. And I didn't help you.
No.
I really, really made you struggle, because I thought, if you can't tell me, how can you tell anybody else? We were close, so
Yeah.
I didn't think you would find it that hard. That was, I felt bad afterwards that I'd made you so upset, but I was trying to get across to you that you could tell me anything.
Yeah.
You know, if you were pink with purple spots, I'd still love you. Might dress you slightly differently, but...
Yeah, thanks. I think that was actually really important for me, as you say, as a person, just being able to say it to people that I trust, and that, I think, it is quite an important lesson in life. To if you can't speak your truth to people that you love and trust, then how are you going to be yourself in front of anyone, even myself, you know?
Yeah.
So I think that is important. That was important.
You kept saying, once you actually come out and told me, and you said, I don't want people to hate me or think badly of me. And I remember thinking, well, everybody that knows you loves you, and if they don't know you, what does it matter what they think of you? It really doesn't matter. They think what they like.
And I think I've always carried that on, that I just want to be liked and I want to be a good person, and I want to, I don't ever want someone to not like me for any reason.
Yeah.
And that I saw as a reason for people not to like me.
Different's a good thing. It's just that when you're growing up, you don't want to be different.
No.
I hated my name. Nobody could spell it or pronounce it. It's not that difficult. Especially now everyone's heard of it, but there was no other Megans in school. I wanted to be the same as everybody else. Yeah. So it's not as big a deal as you had going on.
Yeah. We've all got our things, haven't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. You wear glasses or your hair colour or anything. But it's not the same as everyone else. Do you feel like you treated me differently to my sister?
Yes and no. You had to abide by the same rules. And where you said you wanted to be a nice person, you were both polite. If anything, it's funny, we've talked about this before, but when you were tiny, we would say that Kate would break a few hearts and you would break a few legs. She was this beautiful, blue-eyed, blonde-haired, little angelic, smiley little angel. You were permanently frowning, running around, bashing into things generally, or kicking them. But actually, you are the softer of the two of you. You are the one I worried about most for being too kind, too generous, too thoughtful. I think you have found yourself a bit more now, and although you are still very kind and generous and thoughtful, I think you are slightly more resilient, apart from yesterday.
Don't know what yesterday.
Yes, in that we took you out for fresh air and run around because you were like a dog. And if you didn't get your run, you were a pain in the neck.
Yeah.
But no, I don't. I'm obviously dressing you differently.
Yeah.
So a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
I mean,
not a lot.
We are two very different people.
Yeah.
And I don't mean treated differently in any sort of bad way. It's more like my sexuality, I suppose, and the gender thing.
Oh, the only thing I can think
of. Oh no,
No, it's just that when we had sleepovers, generally, Kate had girlfriends to sleep, and you would always have boyfriends to sleep. But they were allowed in your room, and somebody said to me, you let them sleep in the same room, but it was it never appeared to be an issue. They were here to play football with you.
Have you ever felt pressure from your peers?
It's never been an issue.
Mm.
And if, like I said to you, if people don't like you for it, if they don't like me because I've got a gay daughter, then it doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
They weren't my friends anyway.
Yeah, that's it. It's the people that you trust and listening to them.
Yeah,
I just want to know.
Apart from just a little bit of inquisitiveness, I've never had any flack about it.
Yeah.
Have you?
Yeah.
Oh.
The toilet thing.
Oh, the toilet thing.
Yeah.
Well, I must admit, when you were younger though, not young, bit older, and I actually thought, well, if you dressed differently, you wouldn't be treated like that.
Mm.
So, yeah, maybe I thought that was partly around doing, because you did always look a bit like a boy.
Yeah, I've had comments like that, you know, if you dress differently, it would be easier. Well, either for everyone else, or easier for me.
Yeah. One thing I do remember is, it must have been after you'd come out, I can't really remember who I was talking to, and they said, how do you feel? And I said, well, just halves my chances of grandchildren. But if you think now, it's less than 20 years on, you might hope to have children, so it hasn't even, it hasn't had an impact on me at all.
Yeah. Yeah, like the getting married, having a family, you thought, oh no.
Yeah.
That's...
You'll never get to do that, but you will.
Yeah.
Hopefully one day.
Yeah, one day it will happen. Have you ever questioned your part in me being queer?
Maybe some people would say, if I hadn't dressed you like a boy, you wouldn't have... I don't know. But no, I don't think so. I think it's more deep-rooted than that.
It is, yeah. There's nothing, for me, and you bringing me up, there's no... Yeah, it's the way I am. I just wonder with other people, if it's slightly more extreme, if they've like really tried to like force...
I'm sure they have, but probably not so much, certainly not so much now, probably not so much with your age,
No.
Probably the previous generation more so.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it was illegal not that long ago. So.
Yeah.
I remember saying to you that night when you told me, you know, thank goodness you're born now and not 100 years ago. And things have progressed a lot since then. Yeah,
definitely. Raising a child now, there's so much more education, it's talked about a lot more, it's out there a lot more. Just being you, and it's okay to be whatever, so much more acceptable now. Whereas
it is, but there is so much more now. Having a gay child isn't a big deal, but then when you decided you'd rather be non-binary, or you are non-binary, I didn't have a clue what that meant until you did your little video. I didn't really get it at all. So more education is needed, and especially for people my age, because where it's being taught now, younger generations are with it, but my age are ignorant and blissfully so.
Well, again, this is why I wanted to have a chat with you about it, not only from a parent's point of view of raising a gay child, but also you keeping up with it, or you know, it's kind of my responsibility to educate you and to have these conversations with you and Dad, but also your point of view, saying I've never heard of non-binary before, I don't know what it is. We're having a chat about it, and we've had chats about it. So if you don't know what it is, there is a video which I will link up there, and you can watch that. and it's, you know, we're spreading awareness by having these conversations. We are sharing our experiences, and they're not all the same, but we can have a chat about it and come, you know, understand each other's point of view about it. Okay, I think that wraps up the video, unless you have anything else you want to say.
No, I need to get away
I'm
from
on
the fire.
It's very hot here. Thank you very much, Mummy.
My pleasure, darling.
Thank you very much for watching. I'll put a link up to my dad's interview as well, so you can watch that one. It might be slightly more emotional than this one. I'm not saying that Mum didn't get emotional,
hard.
Yeah, it's a little bit teary. So check that one out if you haven't already. Thank you very much for watching. Give me a thumbs up if you did enjoy this video, and have a nice... No, let's cut that bit. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video.
Take 3.
Boom. Thank you very much for watching. Please give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Bye. Give a wave, Mum.
Bye.
Bye.